On page 125, he writes a story, news gathering with Tinubu.
That experience, yeah. Yeah.
You know, that was in London.
Yeah, that was in London, yes.
You were looking for that sweet story.
Mm.
And Tinubu called you to come.
Yes.
Tell us more.
Well, I had a trip to America again. One of the few times I had to sneak out of Nigeria to escape assassination, and I would sneak out, then sneak in again. And this time I sneaked in for a respite in US, and then flew to try to come back to Nigeria, but I had a stopover in London, and I put a call through to Tinubu, who was on exile in London at that time. And it's good.
By this time, you were already chummy with him.
Oh, we were close. We were very close. I can tell you, we were very close. My family was close to his. We were all close, and his family was close to me too. So he said, no, come over. There is something important coming up. And,
who was paying the fare? Come over. Just come over. Who paid?
Come over from London to his house.
Okay.
Yeah,
but he wasn't living in London at the time.
He was on exile in London.
I thought he was in the US at some point.
No, he later moved, much later.
All right.
Himself, Enahoro, Akinyemi, Bolaji Akinyemi, a couple of others went, initially to UK.
Okay.
And he must have spent close to a year in UK before he moved over to London, to America. So he was there, and I went to his house, and he said, there's this Jewish lawyer who has promised him information on how Abacha was stealing our resources and those who were helping him to steal the resources. I was excited as a newsman, and we went there, we sat before the lawyer, and he kept reeling out, how Abacha was stealing, who was helping him, and the name constantly coming out of that was the Jaguri brothers. And I was so excited again, but I felt so bad, so agitated because I couldn't write. I needed to take notes, and I kept trying to memorize whatever I could memorize. And midway to the engagement, our brother excused himself to go to the bathroom, and came back. We continued discussing. So we spent.
Tinubu excused himself to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we after about 2 hours, the engagement came to an end, and we hailed a taxi to return to his house. And while there, I said, man, what you have taken me to listen to today is so super exclusive, world exclusive. But unfortunately, I will have to talk to you when we get home, so that if you remember some things that I didn't know, I will take them down quickly. Said, Femi, don't worry yourself. I had a tape recorder with me.
He had a tape recorder with him.
And at that time, I went to the bathroom. I went to change the side 1 to side 2. And you heard that I flushed the toilet so that the man will not know I was changing
the tape.
So I jumped up.
That's a typical Tinubu, right?
Yeah, it's a strategist. He's a strategist. He does what he has to do to get what he has to get. That's give that to him. I love to work with people like that. Honestly, who will always find a solution. And if you look at the stories in this book, every time I'm in trouble, within a split second, I always find solutions to that problem that saved my life, So that's the kind of person that inspires me to do that kind of thing. So we got home, we ate, and he was on the couch and slept off. I riffled through around him, and I took the tape, and I then woke him and said, I'm leaving. It's okay, make sure you jam the door, and I left. So about 8 p.m., when I got to the hotel, I quickly changed my flight, to the following morning. I had to pay some penalties for that. I did. And he called me at 8 p.m. Femi, where are you? I'm in my hotel. I can't find that tape. I said, what are you doing with it? He said, I'm going home tomorrow. I've changed my flight. I'm going to, if you publish this, you are dead. I said, I'll publish it. Let them kill me. So I go back to Nigeria, played the tape to some of my staff, gave them assignment on what they should go and check and all of that. And we ran the story.
And it was a story
that shook Abacha. The diplomatic community, American diplomats, British diplomats, French, they were calling me. They were asking me to give them more if I do have more, and and I became like a star for doing so.
And Abacha marked you.
Abacha marked me until when I got the information that soldiers have been sent out to go and eliminate me, sharpshooters, and that I should leave the country. I got that information about 7 and 8 p.m. By 10 p.m. I was on my way out of Nigeria with a nylon bag.
With a nylon bag?
Yeah, containing an extra clothing, my toothbrush and toothpaste. Yeah.
And you went through the NADECO route?
Yes, I went to Ota, took a ride to Ota, from Ota towards the border, came down at a filling station along that route, and then took a motorcycle in the night, and then we found my way in Cotonou. I slept on a bench at the motor park, till the following morning. I took another ride to Aflao. From Aflao, I crossed to Accra.
Because of journalism?
Yeah, in Accra, then I took off to America. Yes.
Journalism?
That was it, yeah. I was telling my colleague yesterday, Kunle Ajibade, that, Kunle, when I look back, I ask myself, what propelled us not to see those dangers? Can you imagine yourself in the bush, at 12 midnight on a motorcycle with somebody you do not know? Sometimes the motorcycle will not even have light. It will give you a torchlight to point at the road so that we will not go into the bush.
I've heard a lot about this NADECO route.
Yes.
Can you tell me about it?
That's what I've told you.
Who were those giving you the direction? Who discovered the route?
It was one of our staff, Mr. Seidi Mulero.
A Beninois.
Well, do I say Belena? It's an Ijesha man. Mulero is what they now turned to Mulero in French in Benin Republic. He was actually from Ijesha. Seidi Mulero from Okomulero. So we were looking for a journalist who could speak French that we could use to send on assignment to the Francophone African countries, and that was how we hired him. So he has the knowledge of that terrain, the geography of the border, whether from Badagry or from the other end, that kind of. So when the politicians were then trying to escape, and we always come to the aid and say, look, Seidi will take you to pass through that
Seidi
place.
will take you.
We take you. And it took a lot of people.
People like
Nauru, Chief Anthony Nauru, Beko Ransom Kuti, and several others,
They all rode on that same Okada?
They rode on Okada to get to Cotonou before flying out of Nigeria. Flying out, they couldn't even fly through Cotonou. So they had to again take a ride, now a taxi ride to Accra to fly out. Yes.
And the intelligence agency did not discover those routes?
The president of now also went through that route.
Tinubu went through that route?
He went through that route, yes, to escape with a what is it called now? With what this thing that Muslims wrap around their head, the turban.
Yeah.
You had to disguise when they were looking for him. Yeah, yes.